should be a video going up, a quick video. Well, it's 20 minutes. I tried to edit it down, but it's 20 minutes. About a quick look that I did. Go to the bar to play trivia. So let's move that over there. Happy hours, the fall happy hours of the group I go to happy hours with, has restarted again. So going tonight to that. Let's do that over there. It was a long day. Thankfully, I have tomorrow off. It was a long day. It's just when people don't communicate well, or they don't communicate at all, or the tone, somebody's tone, I'm like, it's not just that I'm older than you. But I was just like, yeah, the tone, I was like, okay. Like, I need this job. I'm not looking elsewhere. It's not a, very hard job, so I was just like, enjoy it. Just, okay. I'm still trying to use up this e.l.f., so we're gonna put that on, even though the foundation I'm using. I need to get through this, so because I use this one all over, and I'm gonna use the other one in targeted areas. So probably too much right there. But yeah, it's like, we're the supervisors. Like, supervise your people. This is one of those situations. I'm like, okay. And then later on, I got something else happening. I'm just like, really? I'm like, I'm a person I work for. I try to be consistent, or I make documents consistent. That's all I'm going to say about that. I can be a bit of a perfectionist, but I'm really good at research, so I will look up stuff. Apparently somebody doesn't like me researching stuff, so that something is correct. Basically, I was told not to go above and beyond. More or less, that is my interpretation. So I'm like, okay. You don't want me to, okay. Basically, I was like, without saying the words, you want me to care less? I basically said, you want me to, a different word for careless. What's a different word for careless? I forgot what the word was. I'll put it on the screen. I forgot what the word was. So I was just like, okay. By that time, I was like, towards the end of my day. And I know it really was getting to me. I was sitting there and I'm like, actually felt sick. So I was like, okay. Sick to the point I didn't think I was going to be able to go out. But then I know once I got up and walked around and was doing my eyebrows and my eyes, I was like, okay, I feel better. But I was also had clocked out, so. But pretty much, yeah, I was like, you're telling me do less. Like, I'm a perfectionist. Like I said, I'm not 100% a perfectionist. Certain times when I'm researching and whatever, working on a job, I'm like, okay, I just need to let this go so that they can get it back before it's due. Some things I'm like, if I can't find it right away, like if I have a few minutes to look into it, I will. But it's one of those things where it's like, okay, you don't want me. Like I said, I don't know how the other proofreaders read, but I'm like, I'm going to do the best that I can with the time that I have or what have you, and it's just, so I'm like, apparently. I'm like, okay. So going with the Fenty, I haven't used this in a while because I haven't gone anywhere. So we're just targeted areas. So I'm going to just light pump. So that much. And I'm like, what finger did I just use for my lips? So targeted, nose, T-zone, pretty much. And then like this. That's why I didn't go all the way in. But I'm probably going over what I already did. So yeah, I was like, that just really frustrated me. It's like, yeah, I just really did. So I'm glad that I'm going out. It's not necessarily the drinking, but just getting out of the house and then being with other people. Because when we work from home, And, you know, your certain home life, you need to get away from your home. Which is why, like, for my birthday, I'm like, I could easily just stay at home, watch TV. I'm like, no, I don't want to stay home, watch TV. And it's middle of the week, so it's not like anybody's going to be available to go out. You know, people have families, married, kids, what have you. So I'm like, yeah, I got jobs next day. I'm not saying we got to close down the restaurant, but people just so busy these days dealing with their own stuff that it's like, I'm not going to bother people. Like, I keep a lot of things to myself. People don't realize how much I keep to myself because I'm like, I don't want to bother people. I don't think what I'm dealing with or going through, whatever, is, you know, as important. It's important to me, obviously, but, you know. What's that? Eyebrow. Okay. And that was the peel gel, which will be in the descriptions. So it's like, I don't really talk to a lot of people. I mean, yeah, I may go out, hang out with people, do this, whatever, but it's like, it's a lot of surface level stuff. I don't have deep conversations with people. I'm more of a listener. So occasionally, like, I do, like, I'll say, because I was thinking with a particular group I'm doing happy hours with, like, I had went to a Christmas party, and something I was dealing with on my own, you know, I kind of, there's a few of us left towards the end, because we were talking about stuff, whatever, and I did bring up something that had been bothering me, whatever, and they gave me their insight on it, and it's like, okay, I am a Libra, a true Libra, so it's like, okay, I'll listen, you know, weigh pros and cons, balancing, whatever. And then, you know, like, and they turned out to be right in the long term, because I was with about a particular friendship, and I'm like, okay, because there's something with that friendship is not what it was. Ironically, I got a text from that person a little after midnight asking him how my birthday was. And he had texted me earlier in the day, but I purposely, if he sees this, I purposely did not respond. Because a lot of people, when they text you, they're like, well, what are you doing for your birthday? And I'm like, the things they place all this expectation on you, like you have to be doing something exciting and brilliant or big for your birthday. And I'm like, one, not everybody's into that. And then the other is like, it's the middle of the week. And then the other thing is like, I don't have those type of people in my life where they're going to be like, yeah, Andre, your birthday is just, you know, celebrate you in this big way that, you know, yeah, I've had brunches in the past, but again, birthday is in the middle of the week. 2025 is a hard year. I think we're all going through it. So it's like, yeah, I'm like, I'll do for myself. I know what I like. Because I know somebody was talking about probably wanting to give me cupcakes. And I'm like, the thing is, if you don't go to one of the bakeries I like to go to, I don't like mass-produced cupcakes like Walmart or Target, whatever. I will eat them, like Halloween ones when they come in, whatever, you know, those little tiny ones with the sugar frosting, whatever. I'll eat them on occasion, but you know, people bring them in the office kind of thing. But I won't. I like gourmet cupcakes. Some, like where I go, they're not as expensive as other places. Some could be like $6, $7. I'm not paying that much for a cupcake. I pay like maybe $3, $4 at the most for a cupcake. So, but like I said, I'm like, I post where I get my cupcakes. So I'm like, if you pay attention, I have told you where to go to get my particular cupcake. If you're gonna get me a cupcake versus, I'm seeing this line right here. I'm like, is that more? Okay. From the gel. I was like, okay, I see it. I don't know if y'all could see it. If y'all zoomed in, you could. So it's just, yeah, it's just like one of the things, like, you can get me something that, you know, I like, but I post where I like to eat, where, you know, things like that. So I'm like, pay attention to that and go from there kind of thing. Otherwise, you know, I'm fine. Like I think in the past, the girls got me gift cards like Sephora, Ulta. I don't remember which one it was because I'm old. I don't remember. And that was perfect. So it's like, don't buy me the thing from that store. Just give me a gift card and I will put it to use, kind of thing. So that was, you know, perfect in that sense. And I've been doing like these kind of thin brows lately. It's because I'm using that gel, but I need to go back to my other sides because I'm seeing the hairs right here where the gel wasn't. So that's why I'm not adding to it. So right now I'm like, I guess in my thin brow phase. So let's put some powder on. I'm gonna use this towel. I'm gonna put this on my lap. That fell. We're working on a new setup, which is why that wig has moved over there, and then I want to move this bookcase to the living room and put a chair there, which you probably can't see the edge of the chair that's gonna go there. So I have to find a place for all that stuff to go. So I moved my makeup kit stuff that was there is over here now. Yeah, there's something new. You know, sometimes you just have to change things up sometimes. So, yeah. Okay, I'm like, powder, come on. There we go. I can see it. And it's gonna make me sneeze. I had to turn the fan on because, again, it's 100 degrees. Did I say it's 100 degrees? Even though it's October 2nd. It's like, welcome to Phoenix. It's supposed to get cooler. It's supposed to be like 90s or 80s next week, supposedly. So we shall see. Right there. Because it's 100. I have a sample of the Makeup by Mario, the new Natural Finish foundation. However, because I knew it was going to be hot today, I thought it was only going to be 98, but because I knew it was going to be hot today, I decided not to use that one because I've heard if you're oily, even though I'm combo oily, that it's supposed to be matte, supposedly, but I'm like, I'm not trying that out today. I'll wait till it's cooler, like maybe there's going to be a couple of happy hours, like several happy hours between now and the end of the year, so I'm like, I'll, once it cools down, like maybe 80s, I'll give it a try. Okay, I'm like, come on. Okay. And I just wanted everything to stick. Okay. So. I realized I should have did that before. And then I could have been messing with my eyebrows. Let's see. This fan was plugged in. Like the other week, I did plug it in, so hopefully it's still charged. So that's my other fan is over there, which I never have charged it since I've gotten it. I've had it several months, and I've never charged it, so I don't know what the deal is between those two. Okay, this feels dry. So yeah, we're going with Fenty Beauty Pro Matte. But yeah, I did what I enjoyed doing. I went to trivia. I'm just gonna put this on my hand. Let's go. Thank God. I have this on because I would have been so upset. So we're gonna start with 1, and I'm gonna put this down, and then I'm gonna take this lovely bad boy and clean this off. Because yeah, yeah. Then let's do 1/2 right now. Yeah, that would have been bad. Because I'm like, I have a bunch of black shirts, but I don't fit them all right now. I'm like in the stomach area. And so going through them, I try to separate them, the ones that fit and don't fit. And I don't know if I was successful with that. So I happened upon this one. Like, this one looks like this way. So, all right, so let's try this one. So, and it worked. So it's, I want to say Ava and something. It's a Target brand. Like, I bought this a while ago, people. So. And because this dries down, that's why I'm doing 1/2 of my face now. This is. And I was sampling like some of the other shades, like 440. This is 445, 440, and 450, and like 445 is the closest. Because 440 is too light, 450 is too dark. And I'd asked while I was in Sephora a few times ago, and they're like, yeah, I would go with 445. I'm like, okay, because I had bought this. Finally bit the bullet and finally bought it. Instead of, you know, samples or using skin tint, which I don't have anymore because expired. So I definitely was like, okay, do I need to exchange? So I'm gonna do another one. And this is for this side of the face. And then let me wipe that off on my finger and my hand. I don't know what that made me think of. Call Coffee. I live in Phoenix, Arizona. You know what that means. But yeah, so this is also kind of makeup therapy. I'm gonna say this side is a little bit more. Like, I don't know what I did the difference. I'll see when I look at the tape. I was gonna dye my hair blonde, but I didn't. Because what was it yesterday? So Tuesday, was it Tuesday? Yeah. So Tuesday, Monday I put in my work order for my bathroom sink because it wasn't draining fast. Like, I could run water and it would fill up and then I'd have to stop and come back or whatever. And something that just started happening like a month ago because I went out of town and came back. I didn't have time to. I didn't want people in my apartment while I wasn't here, like at least in the state. Okay. But sometimes you look at it, it looks like, okay, does that look? 445 is like a warm olive, so if it looks kind of like green, that's why. Like I said, 440 and 450 were not it. I think because I was 440 in this, that's one of the About Face foundation, which is a good budget foundation. It's only like $20. Probably went up because everything was going up. But that one, when it first came out, I got one of the olive ones, and it was like, yeah, that's not my color. So I ended up getting a regular neutral color for that one. I think it's D3, I want to say. Don't quote me on that. Lancôme. I used to use this concealer, and so I got another one during the 21 days. I had to think because the fall haul was like almost like 2 days later. So let's say the shade still works. I'm not sure. I did swatch it the other day, and I was like, huh, okay. It's in 520. I don't know what it's supposed to smell like. I'm just like, okay. So we're leading with love. I'm going back in because this has a little well like other concealers, basically like Danessa. So, and I kept trying to go in there, and this thing I used that tells me if things are expired, it was like saying it was expired, and they were like, yeah, they don't send us stuff that's expired. And they're like, they use a little thing from the manufacturer, from the store where they get them from, and they're like, yeah, it's not expired. I'm like, okay, we'll see. If it irritates my face, then we know otherwise. So, yeah, we shall see. Just warm this up. But yeah, I was going to bleach my hair, and then I decided not, because I was like, okay, I might want to wear wigs once it cools down. And I don't want to wear a wig cap. And even though I do have one of those wig bands that goes over the top of my head or whatever, but because it has such weird ear tabs that I don't, that stick up. And I've seen other people's, and I'm like, they still stick up like that. So I'm like, why is mine sticking up like that? New brush. This was from the fall haul at Ulta. So it's the 454 Real Techniques. One is kind of put on. This is powder. I use cream for that one. So, yeah. Y'all know what I mean. Basically, I take it as contour and bronzer is how I see it. Because nobody uses like a powder bronzer, powder contour. Usually you're setting it with bronzer. So into the hairline. And then kind of pounce. Oh, a friend of mine who's an actress is going to be in an episode of Law and Order SVU tonight. So she just posted this. I'm like, okay, I haven't watched in seasons, even though I can't think of his name right now. Tony. His last name is, I want to say Hale, but that's not correct. You know, who plays Fitz on Scandal. He's on there, whatever. And he's a very good actor. He's very good at being characters that aren't liked very well. But I think he's like a chief or something like that. I don't think he's whatever. I don't know what his position is. Anyway, he's on the show you would think I'd watch because that. And then, of course, Christopher Maloney. But he has his own show, which I watched like maybe one episode when it first came on. I have not watched since. It's nothing. I don't really. Those shows are very addictive. So if you get the first, those first 5 minutes before the credits, that's how they get you. So you'll end up like on Sundays when they do the marathons. If you just have me on the channel that comes on, 5 hours later you just watch a whole bunch of episodes. And so that's why I try not to watch like I used to. Okay. So, and then that's the one. I'm gonna wait for this and do my concealer now. I don't know how long this video is gonna be, but because it's been a while. Okay, that's blending out fine. I was worried because you see the color. I was like, I don't know. So I'm still trying to find the right concealer because I think I've been having the right concealer, and then sometimes I look at photos and I'm like, yeah, that's not, no. The fan, I know it's going everywhere but where I was spraying it just now. And I don't think that's a motorcycle making all that damn noise. I think it's this car, this dude that has this little tiny car. It's noisy, obviously. Oh, sink. So, I put in an order Monday. And they actually showed up Tuesday, which is very shocking because they're not that quick with things. I figured earlier should be like Thursday, Friday. So some dude came and I'm like, I don't know who you are. He had the shirt on and anything like that. And I was like, okay. And then he fixed it in like 5 minutes and he showed me kind of what was going on. And apparently I have an older sink, which I'm not surprised. My apartment is older with fixtures and things like that. Probably one of the first buildings that they built over here. And so I'm like, okay. And so he left, what have you. And so there's like a little, later that night, I finally checked, there's like a little bit water, because, what did I do? I don't remember. There's a little bit water under the sink. Okay, we're gonna have to spray skin. It's hot. Everything is just drying down. Yeah, it's a good color. And so later I was like, oh, there's a little bit of water, but I'm like, okay, because he had asked to use my trash can to gather water as he unscrewed whatever to catch it or whatever, and then he poured that in the toilet, what have you. Let me do my nose. So I was like, okay, some of it he didn't catch, obviously, before hand. So I was like, no big deal. And then it went further back. I was like, okay, more things are wet. And so I have panty liners, like, luckily they're like sealed completely, but some of them I'm like, were definitely damp or whatever. I'm like, I actually can't use these. But the other ones that are completely sealed that I can tell nothing had penetrated them, I went washed the outside of them, rinsed them off, and laid them out and let them dry. And then I dried up that area, you know, with paper towel. I'm like, okay, that's fine. And then yesterday in the morning, what was I doing? I was moving something in the sink or something. And I don't know how long that said network error. That's fine, so I don't know why I was saying it. But I was moving something. Oh, so later, my boxes of soap. I'm like, why are all these damp? And then my box of hair dye that I had not opened yet, nothing like that, that was wet. So I'm like, did it go way over here? So I'm just sitting there, okay, checking stuff. And I'm like, okay. So I start taking things out. I'm like, yeah, there's water in here. And so they make you leave, or they want you to leave a review on how the workers did. And so I said, you know, he did it quickly in like 5 minutes. Okay, but there's some water. And I'm like, this morning, there's more water. And then I realized I haven't been blending anything. So I'm going to do that while I'm talking, because I know what the next thing I'm going to do is. But so I was like, but yeah, I'm like, there's like a pool of water. There was, you know, because I was taking out like, and I was getting paper towels to sop it up. But so I get a message that says, yeah, we'll be right there. So the dude came, like, literally I got that email, maybe 5 minutes later, he was here. A different dude. And I was like, some dude was here yesterday. I'm like, I don't know who he was. But yeah, he was helping out from a different property. Something like this. That's nice. And so he went under whatever, and he said he had a slip joint was loose, and he said, like, for the last week they've been dealing with a lot of slip joint loose. I'm like, how are they all going loose at the same time? But apparently they were. So he did that, and he was cleaning up the pool. Like, he used his flashlight. I didn't think to do that, and yeah, there was definitely a pool of water under there. And so he dried it up, whatever. And then he starts putting stuff back. And I'm like, you don't need to do that, because y'all never put things back where they're supposed to be. I'm like, y'all are men. Sorry, but y'all are. And he said, yeah, it's that Y chromosome, something like that. Funny. I was like, okay. He's a nice guy. And so I was like, and then I go, when I realized I started putting stuff back, I'm like, why were you putting stuff back that had been wet when you took it out, but you did not dry it off to put it back? So now I have to pull out whatever you put back, dry it off to put back. So I'm like, okay, luckily I stopped him from continuing. I'm like, okay, yeah, getting men. so yeah, that was my fiasco yesterday. So that's how I started my birthday. Was dealing with some water issue. Okay, new product alert besides the Lancôme. I've done that before. Rhode. So you know Rhode is by Hailey Bieber. Is that her first name? Hailey. Normally I'm not really one of those, okay, let me jump on a bandwagon kind of things. But she had a shade. It's at Sephora now. This is in Toasted Teddy. And so I wanted to give it a try. It's supposedly like a warm terracotta. And I do have like something else that's warm terracotta. Do I have access to it right away so that we can swatch? Yeah, it's called the Pocket Blush. So it was focused. I don't know. Okay. And the shine doesn't help. So it's a Pocket Blush. It's only like $22 something, whatever. So it looks like that. So I wanted to give it a try, and we'll see. So I will swatch. So it looks like that. Give me 1 second. So Juvia's Place. This is supposed to be a terracotta. Okay, so those are 2 different shades. So that's the thing. I was like, okay, I don't want to buy something that's the same shade. And at the time I didn't want to. Sometimes I take products with me that I've gotten at Ulta, and I will, you know, swatch whatever, because certain things aren't the same. Sephora, whatever, doesn't carry. Yeah, it's 2 different colors. So one is definitely a little more terracotta than the other one. So yeah, that's good. So, mind you, I could return it. Basically, I needed my birthday gift, and so they used to have where you could just get whatever, but sometimes now I think you have to buy something to get your birthday gift. So I was like, let me just go ahead and buy something. Like, I wanna, you know, I doubt if I returned it, they'd be like, give me my birthday gift back. So okay, so we're going to, and I guess it's kind of, what they say, it's sheer, but you can build it up. That's what one of the workers said there. Because I did ask him, like, is this overrated or what do you think about it? And he told me. It's very creamy. I could feel that. And so it's kind of a good fall color. That's why I wanted it, because it's a good fall color. And I might be able to put Neo on top of it as well. I haven't decided. I'm going to use my, this is clean. But yeah, you see how it's kind of, nothing too crazy. Bronzy fall colors. Yeah, I'd say it's definitely dewy. I forgot to smell it to see if it has a smell. So I like to go up. And they were saying it's mostly if you're one of those like not clean girl aesthetic, but people who like no makeup, who really don't put a lot of makeup on, or may put on just a blush kind of thing, on bare skin kind of thing. That is good for that as well. I do that on occasion. I probably would have did that last night, but I was saving it for today. And the thing is, I set everything, so there's that. Okay. Yeah, it's very faint. Again, it could be buildable. Do I want to build up some more? Let's see. I don't know what the smell is. It's not like a bad smell, but I don't know what the hell smell that is. So look, okay, I'll try it out. Like I said, I'm like, I have nothing against the girl. I don't know the girl. I don't know, but sometimes celebrity brands, like you don't have to give in to the fad or whatever. And it's actually a color. They have another shade. It's more of a berry shade that would work on people of my complexion. But I already have plenty of blushes, berry blushes. So I'm like, I don't need that too. So okay. So there we go. Let me take my concealer brush. I am going to spray this. Blend these edges. I'm trying to remember to do that. Okay, Thompson. Yeah, because I know I'm going over. And it's, like I said, it's my Friday. I'm going to, usually I'm like one of the first people there, but it's my Friday, and that's how I'm thinking about things, that it's my Friday. So we get there a little late, for once. I don't know if that's enough. Where does fly come from? I've been sitting here, and I have not seen this fly. That came out of nowhere, and I'm like, okay, when did it get in here? And they still have Collet stuff in Sephora. Like, they probably are just only what's on the floor is what they're selling. I don't know what's in the back kind of thing. And then I'm going to put a little bit more. Kind of to bake there. And then let's put on bronzer. start the other side of this lovely bad boy. Go back and forth. Put it in my hand. Yeah, it says very fall looking, the bronze blush. Okay. Let's. There was a wig sale that was last week. The wig store that's in South Phoenix that I went to. The used wigs, I didn't end up getting one of the used wigs. I got a different wig. It's nice. But they had 30% off, so. Let's see. So, plus side. We're going to start with this one. So I should have started with the other one. Let's start with this one. I'm going to put that more here. Because I asked ChatGPT, I'm like, what goes good with this blush? The Rhode blush, and it was like, Juvia's place, because they'll name a bunch of stuff. I'm like, I'm not buying blushes I don't have. So I'll name what blushes that I have. Now I'm going to go in with this one. You know, like this one, and I'm like, I thought this one, because this is what I used with the other cream Juvia's place that I showed y'all. Because I'm like, I know some places the colors look different, or when you see it online, the colors look different, but because it looks like it's orange and then berry. Terracotta is pretty much in between these two. Let's see, texture right there. That's fine. I'm kind of blending the edges. And then now I'm going to okay, I'm just gonna, because it's a brand new brush for cleans, so. Sometimes I'm like, okay, I look a little gray, that's all like, but I know once I hit the setting spray, we will be good. Let me do my under eye real quick. I was trying to do kind of a cut crease kind of thing with the powder. I had used transition, used that one for transition, outer corner. And then that one was the cut crease or the inner. And let's see, of course when I do that, I'm like, let's tap that off. And I do have a brush I could use for under eye like that, but I never used it, as you see, ever. I think I used it once. Okay, that was the wrong color that I just pat into. Okay. I know that's kind of harsh right there. Okay. Let's see what shiny one I want to use. Let's go with that one. I don't think I've used that one. Nothing too crazy. Because the lips are going to be the star of the show. Of course, this blush, of course. I like, yeah, I'm looking how that blush is looking. Okay, let's put that back.
I'm seeing something. Okay, to me those edges were kind of harsh. I was like,
I realized I didn't shake it, which is the point of the whole ball. Okay. I am going to use the fan. Then I'm going to push in the rest. As you can see right there how it's mattifying. I don't know if you can see that. Me pushing it in, kind of wet over here and then. You have to see outside because sometimes I'm like, it looks grayish, especially around the mouth area. That's all. Pushing it in, that's what you get. Okay, so the eyes I did. Do I have time for eyeliner? Like, yeah, I'm supposed to go anyway. Let's do the mascara. I'm gonna do eyeliner real quick. Hopefully real quick. Maybe just a simple one. I don't know if I'll do that cut crease again. This does dry down very fast, so I might. Okay, now mascara. It was just yesterday I realized the wand had different sides to it. So, okay. Okay, lips. What's on my lips is mostly dried down. The reason why I say that is because yesterday I put on a new red lippy and I had too much of the lip balm still on my lips. So, okay. So yeah. So this is Made. And this is their signature lip pigment in Ritual Red. They only have one shade, so. So it looks like this in the bottle. Let's do this. I'm not putting a lip liner on or anything. I'm just going in. It's made by it's a black beauty brand, so made by a black woman. So supporting. It's from Sephora. Apparently it's been out a while, but people just started talking about it. I don't know what's going on. Maybe because it's in Sephora, they just started talking about it. I see that right there. That much came off. I'm trying to keep it off my teeth. And I'm not done. I'm trying to think how I feel about this. Okay. It dries down very fast. It's getting on my teeth. Or it didn't get off my teeth. I need to brush my teeth. I don't know how I feel about it. It's kind of not a size a little outside of because it dries down so fast. I'd have to put on, what do you call it? Not concealer, makeup remover, so I'm like, that was too much. It's kind of like the second day in a row where red has gotten away from me. Foundation brush. Well, it looks good otherwise. It's just dry. It's dry. I'm trying to remember if I remember any reviews or when people talking about it, if they said it was dry. Because it's dry. It's dry. Like if you see my lips, it's and I'm like, okay, I need to put something on it. I can't just. So I have Fenty. It was just a little because it's dry. So just a little bit of shine. And this is MVP. So that means it will be coming off when I eat or whatever. Versus before when it would not. I'm trying to start from the edge because it's now not transfer proof anymore. Okay, earrings. I really just love my rose gold. I really do. Let's see if that's too much. It's disappointing that it's that dry. Like, I'm trying to think, like, am I gonna return it? Kind of. It hasn't been that long for me to return. I'm trying to think when I bought it. I'm trying to think. I'm sad about it. I'm just like, I'm disappointed that it's dry. That it gets all in the lips like that. Versus, I have other reds, creamier reds. So, well, this is what we're going with tonight, because it does look good when you add gloss to it, and it keeps getting on my teeth because I added the gloss. I think like that. Okay, that's why. So I'm gonna be looking at my teeth all day, all night. That's what that means. Because I don't have time to take that off and put something else on that's it's gonna dry out my lips even more. Okay. So, yeah, these earrings, some matured earrings, and the rose gold. And where did this come from? Freaking, like, where does that come from? I've been sitting here. I had a thing on. It must have went through the cape. Oh, you know what I forgot? NARS. So I have this in Orgasm Rush. So I should take these out of the boxes, because otherwise I will forget that I have them. No, I'm using this as a highlighter. It's a blush. I'm using this as a highlighter. So it looks like that. So I'm just gonna, which you should usually put it on last anyway, if you're highlighting. Do we see it? I think I see it in the camera. And then a little under the brows, if we're using it as a highlighter. So kind of a topper. Okay. Yeah. So that was one last thing. Brought my spirits back. But okay. You see this? And it keeps doing it. It's because I put the gloss on. Alright. We're just going to, I need another cold. And I was ready to go. And then all this happened. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna go with Fenty. I'm gonna rub this off real quick. I know this lip liner is not red, but it's like, where did it go? So it's Fenty MVPs, a mini I got in Qiciy like months ago. Okay. Fill it there. Did I put it right there? Don't know if I did. again. Okay, let's wipe off the finger. Okay. The Fenty is a matte, but it's a semi-matte, so as you see, it's not on my teeth. I'm gonna have to return that. I didn't want to, but I'm gonna have to return that. So yeah, with that, I am off to happy hour.